fall 2014, a team of West Chicago Elementary School District 33 parents, teachers, and administrators conducted a program evaluation of gifted and talented services offered to students. The purpose of the study was to ensure that the learning needs of our advanced learners were met. In the 2015-16 school year, a pilot of the proposed changes for elementary gifted and talented students was implemented at Currier and Wegner School.
The beauty of using a pilot study process is it enables us to learn both about the elements of the program or the best fit of a program, but it also teaches us about implementation process and gives us insights at some management implications down the road as well.
In this pilot, the students remain in their own schools with a full-time teacher devoted to not only supporting gifted students, but also the advanced and high achievers.
When you think about gifted learners, they need to have content or curriculum that is 1 to 2 years beyond grade level. And that content needs to develop their abstract thinking, has to be based on increased depth and complexity of content, and that simply can't be accomplished by a strict adherence to Common Core state standards.
My gifted class is unique this year because I have students who are 5th graders doing 6th grade math, and many of them traveled last year to the middle school, but not all. But I also have 2 4th graders in my class this year that are double skipping. They started the year in the 5th grade fast-paced math and show the capability to outperform even the students within that group. So they have joined us for the second half of the year here doing 6th grade math. And that's an opportunity that we would not have been able to offer them if we had middle school math.
While some commonalities exist across giftedness and students who need advanced academics, one size does not fit all. In the pilot, we have adopted a multi-pronged programming model to serve not only gifted learners, but high-ability learners.
They do need some adjustments made to their instruction. They need to have the pacing adjusted so that it's faster, and they need to have a greater emphasis on conceptual development over skill development.
Fast-paced at Wegner is at 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. It's a classroom teacher that is teaching grade level math, but perhaps doing it a little faster or a little deeper and extending that curriculum beyond what is expected in the other classrooms. The purpose of fast-paced is to grow our talent and hope that we can create a larger pool of students that show the ability to grade skip in math.
At the pilot sites, gifted students meet daily with identified students in grades 3, 4, and 5 to enrich reading. Specialists deliver activities that add to and go beyond the existing curriculum.
I do partial replacement for guided reading. I use the William and Mary resource, and for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, it's content-based. So I'm going just deeper into content that they would see in their regular grade level classroom. It's beneficial because they have an opportunity to come away and just do something that's higher level thinking, something that may pique their interest that they wouldn't get to really do in the regular classroom so much. We take a look at all different perspectives and all different things about that content, about that event, so they're seeing it from multiple perspectives and they're really getting to go deep into it.
To support our youngest learners, gifted specialists work with the classroom teachers using a program called U-Stars. U-Stars is designed to support teachers in the early recognition and nurturing of potential in young children.
So this tool allows me to go into classrooms. I take it into kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade classrooms. It's centered around science lessons, so I've been going in to observe a science lesson or help co-teach a science lesson. And I am specifically looking for those characteristics of those gifted or high potential kids.
So the students in kindergarten were solving a science problem related to the Common Core science for kindergarten using ramps and friction and problem solving. So my role was to support the teacher and observe the students as they hopefully show different characteristics of giftedness.
Additional action planning items have been in development. A subcommittee has been working on changes to identification criteria 3rd through 8th grade.
Historically, we looked at a pretty tight range of scores on certain tests that we're going to identify are gifted and high-achieving kids, students. And what we really felt, it needed to be more of a reflection of our district and our students and our families.
We're looking at more of a multi-pronged approach going forward, not necessarily using the hard cut scores, but looking more at a holistic approach or picture, looking at the students' affective needs, looking at their aptitudes, their assessment scores, their classroom performances, teacher and parent nominations potentially as well, and looking at the whole picture. What is the student capable of doing? What is his or her potential? And how can we best serve his or her needs so that we're being more inclusive, we're identifying students who previously may have fallen through the cracks, just looking at scores on paper and looking at them more as the people behind the raw scores.
Some of our students that are actually talented and gifted, it might be in other areas, and we want to have as many opportunities for them because we want them to be able to build up their own lives to get as high up in society or whatever we want as we can for them so that they can fulfill whatever potential they have.
Sometimes we have students who demonstrate a clear talent in one of the areas of the arts, but it's also important that we give everybody opportunities with the arts because we don't know if we have talent in an area until we've had a chance to explore. 6th and 7th grade then, we would still have classes where students get to try everything. And then in 8th grade, as we're moving toward high school and starting to make decisions about what we want to study in the future, heading to high school, heading to college, heading to careers, to have an opportunity to develop the things that we enjoy doing and the things that we've demonstrated talent for. So I think that kind of structure at the middle school will just lead to better opportunities at high school and beyond for students to develop their talents.
What we would like to do starting next year at the 6th grade level is have an actually advanced level, a gifted class for literature and language arts. At present, we have what are referred to as cluster classes. Those are classes of students who are homogeneously grouped by ability, but at best it's an enrichment model. So we're looking at a little bit of rebranding, changing the name of those classes to talent classes. And then in terms of the gifted classes, those would actually be a year above level curriculum. It would be tailored more in terms of instructional techniques and instructional materials to the needs of the gifted learner. We will continue offering our current mathematical offerings, 1 and 2 year above level courses for gifted students, but we're also branching into the English language arts domain with that.
Well, my true hope is that we would continue to expand opportunities for students.
I would love to see a continuum of services.
See us identify more students using a more body of evidence, not just numbers.
I think the advances we can make is better identification at a very early age.
See the program be as inclusive as possible and find students with gifts in many areas and students who demonstrate their giftedness maybe in non-traditional kind of ways.
To really be able to meet both populations' needs in terms of enriching and accelerating.
I would like to see that the district is doing the best it can to provide the best opportunities and methods and curriculum for all the students.
I want them to blossom and just be the best that they can be, and I want them to use all of the talents that they have to the fullest capacity without being hindered.
My favorite part about learning is that I get to teach other people about what I'm learning, and the thing that counts to me is seeing people smile.
I like to be challenged more. I'm more of a math kind of person.
And honestly, you would never find out really how smart you really are if you're just sitting in the same class every day.
I actually didn't really think I was that smart, and then this actually made me feel like I was actually smarter.